Hi, everybody. It's been a little while since I've actually posted anything regarding Puerto Rico, my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, my sentiments. You all know exactly how I feel about everything that goes on, particularly, especially with, aid and things like that, and how I feel about the island and how I feel about PR, about Vieques mostly, because you all know that I'm from there. But today's video is really dedicated to pointing out what I believe is more important than anything else, than any other superficial things that are going on there at that moment in time, of the fact that everybody's behaving like this is new with the lancha. I'm appreciative that word on this is getting out because now it's shining a light the way that it needs to be shown. It took a couple of other incidences recently, one with cargo ferry being utilized to transport goods, and stalling residents from being able to get back to their houses on Vieques because they had to wait 12 hours at the port before even getting back home. Those people pay money. You can pay anywhere between 20 and I think it's like 20 something bucks to 50 something dollars depending on the type of vehicle you're going over with. So therefore that means you have a reserved spot. You have to have a reservation in order for you to get on the cargo ferry. But the issue here that stands isn't so much that it's just the fact that it's the cargo ferry. It's the fact that now they're showing that Vieques needs more as far as supplies, as far as food, as far as medical services, as far as medicine to begin with. But it still draws back the attention to these are all basic necessities. And what my issue is that's going on right now, what's being shown to me and what's being screamed out loud is that nobody ever turns to making sure that there's preventative measures being taken so that way things like that don't happen. So that way, this is something that Vieques has gone through constantly. And I know because I travel there often, I know that this is, just because you get on a regular ferry that's taking people back and forth doesn't mean that everything's okay. It behaves for the day, you know. You just so happen to be lucky that it was behaving that day. But on a daily basis, living there, you don't know what any of those people go through. And it's sad because all Vieques is asking for is for them to be treated equally as far as their basic needs and necessities. I want to understand how it is possible that for as much as you're allowed to do, like me waiting on a line for gas to make sure that I beat the crowd that gets there for the weekend because people travel back and forth from the mainland, tourists and things like that. You have to make sure you get gas before the weekend because if you don't have gas, you're stranded. You can't go nowhere if you got a car. And it's not like you can walk to everything unless you live close to the beach if that's where you decide to go. Or you can't even get to a restaurant if you need to eat. It's it's mind-blowing. It truly is mind-blowing to know that this is how this is being put in place for the people there. The resident of Vieques is never thought of. And this was my complaint way back when the hurricane happened. I put out a video requesting that somebody make sure that they go straight to Vieques because Vieques was decimated and they had no one. They had to actually have somebody fly out and bring them stuff beforehand. A small group of the Coast Guard decided that they needed to bring some supplies there because they knew because there was no way that anybody had anything. They were already running on E after Irma. They've been running on E for years. The supermarkets are never filled. And whatever is getting there and whatever is put on the shelves isn't the best that's being offered for the island. And whatever is there is barely anything there. And then on top of that, the prices are blown out of proportion. So what do you expect people to do? There's only 2 supermarkets on the island, by the way, and I know that's being brought out to attention. But the real issue that's still standing here today is the fact that the boat is constantly out of order. It's either constantly out of order, it's either constantly, you know, not making rounds the way that it should. People are always waiting. This is nothing new. So because you see a couple of videos out there, oh, this is that and this is, don't be fooled. I was there in the summer and I put out a little quick video proving to you guys that, oh, Puerto Rico's better. Seeing that Puerto Rico's open for business. And I know that's to promote tourism. It's to promote tourism for the fact to help the island and its economy. But start really putting it out there that it's harder than what it is. I was there and maintenance had to be done on the generators, so everybody got shut down for the whole day. Electricity was down. There were no street lights. And thank God me and my family members, we all live close to each other. I can walk and with no issues. But I was walking in the dark. I was fortunate enough to have a vehicle that if I did need to go somewhere, I could. Does Vieques have a working hospital? No, they do not. If we're going to scream, we got to scream really loud and we got to scream in the right way. We have to scream so that we are heard. The National Guard should not be called with supplies. You're spending money where you don't need to spend money. If you would just fix the problem, fix the boats. The boats shouldn't be in the predicament that they're in. They shouldn't be in the conditions that they're in. 2 boats shouldn't be just sitting there waiting to be used. The cargo ferry is the main issue. Why isn't there another cargo ferry? The boats shouldn't be failing inspection. Why are they failing inspection? Where's the anger? The Viequense always gets the short end of the stick. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Whether you want to talk politics about the Navy, the Marines, the Army, whatever it is, without a doubt, they're always getting the short end of the stick. Nobody wants handouts. They just want to be treated fairly. They want basic food, gas. It's not that difficult. A ferry system that works properly. That is their only lifeline to the outside world. People don't have money to be paying $40 here and there to fly on a chartered plane, the little planes that go to the island from the airport. That's not what that is. The Viequense doesn't have that luxury. So my job right now is to make sure that I say what needs to be said, because this is a constant thing. And if you're going to fix anything, fix it the right way. Stop doing little fixes here and there, because those little fixes are just running out. And all you're doing is padding it and putting little band-aids, but you're really screwing everybody else. Enough is enough already. When are you going to fix it the way that it needs to be fixed? So that way you don't have to continue going through this problem. So you don't have to continue, oh, the Viequense, gritan tanto. Yeah. Because we know what it is to be left in the dark. Literally. It's absurd already. They're not asking for much. I'm not asking for much. I know, because I've been there when it's been whack. Waiting hours and hours. I've missed appointments. I used to have my doctor's appointments. And I missed an appointment because I couldn't go. I couldn't get there on time. I was lucky enough to make the appointment the next day, but there was no guarantee. It's things like that. Now imagine people that have cancer, people that have much more worse ailments that I could have ever have thought to have even had when I had that issue that I had to go and handle when I was sick. Really? This is what we're doing? You talk about 100 by 35, but you don't ever include the other 2. Puerto Rico is an archipelago. There's no, and if it's not, we have to push and make sure that we say what needs to be said and do what we need to do. There's no reason why you can't include us when it's convenient, because it's filling up someone else's pockets. I shouldn't be getting phone calls from my family members telling me that other people in San Juan are calling them to ask them if they're okay. What the complaint was? I'm fine. I'm not. It's not that I need anything. What I need is a system that works. Yeah, a system that works, a system that is dependable, a system that is constantly running to optimal capacity. There's no reason why it should be as bad as it is. With as much tourism as that gets promoted to go to Vieques, or people constantly going back and forth, there's no reason for that to be like that with the cargo ferry. Take preventative measures. Make sure you do everything in your power to help the people of Vieques. There's no reason for any of this. This is absurd already. And it hurts me to see that everybody's going through all of this stuff, because this is unnecessary. Things shouldn't be off the wall either, just because of either it's a constant thing. Gas only gets delivered once or twice, maybe twice a week. And the food, how can I go in the supermarket and there's never anything there? This like I said, this is not new. This is not new. You're just now hearing about it. This is not a new thing. There's never fresh vegetables. There's never, and whether we can be self-sufficient on the people that have either fruit trees, not everybody's that fortunate to grow things. Not everybody knows to grow things. But give me the option to sustain myself properly, to feed myself the way that I need to, without outside assistance, if you would just implement it the way that it needs to be implemented initially. There's so much that can be done. There's so much, but because everybody gets wrapped up in the political, or this one not doing this one not doing that. I'm not worried about anybody doing any of those things. What I'm worried about is my people. Those are my people on that island. That is where I come from. That is my home. And it's frustrating to watch that from here. And it's not even like I can be there right now because I have other issues that I have to handle here. It's wrong. It's fucked up. And while you all probably say the same thing, oh, she's crying again. Because that's my home. That's my home. I do the work that I do with my spirituality and being a spiritual coach and reading people and healing people and doing all of those things and helping people with the intent to know that I can make it back there to do that for the people over there. Because that's what they deserve. Because above anybody else that I know of, they need heart healing. They need soul healing because of the treatment. Because they were treated unfairly for so long. Never having a fair shot. I know my path and I know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. And if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, to be putting out the word to make sure that those people are okay every day, then that's what I will do. If this is the platform to use, I will use this platform accordingly, mindfully. We can't be putting the blame on everybody else. Put the blame on that government. Hold those people that are in office that are supposed to be our voice accountable. I'm not worried about all those extra people, those outside people, because if we were holding our own people accountable where we're supposed to, we wouldn't have issues like that. I won't veer away from that. Ultimately, we're the ones that say. We have to continue to say it. We have to continue to speak up. We have to continue to say what needs to be said, and that's it, and not feel sorry about it. If we were to come together the way that we're supposed to, which I see everybody's trying to do right now, we would not have that issue because people would back off. We are not weak. We've never been weak. Never. The Puerto Rican has never been weak. The Vieques has most certainly never been weak. We listened to promises that were never kept. But we were self-sufficient for a long time. We just recently became part of Puerto Rico and encompassed. But we're not spoils of anyone's war. And unless we start to speak up and say what we need to say and hold those people accountable, nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to get done. Speak out. It's exhausting to watch this already. We're falling prey and victim to all these things that we have the power to say something against. Collect together. Hold those people accountable. Say what needs to be said and put it out there. I'm tired of this. And I hope that you share this video. If you don't share it and you just look at it and you just say, okay, here, she's talking nonsense. She's talking mierda. I'm not talking mierda. Make sure you put it out there. That way we all are on the same page, because this is disgusting. There should be no reason why you take a boat from Vieques during peak time when there's a lot of tourism happening in San Juan Tucataño, and you remove the boat from there, so that way there's no issues with transportation over there. Yet you're leaving everybody else the hell stranded, and everybody else gotta wait double the amount of time. Oh yeah, y'all don't realize that either? Or you shouldn't be leasing other boats from other islands. In that time that you're releasing all these other boats, you could have been fixing one boat or bought another boat, and we wouldn't have these problems. How? How is there private and there's public subsidies going on, and these are the things that are happening? Does that make any sense? None of that makes sense to me. You want to look good for everybody else and from a place of privilege, but you're not. It's not about you bringing yourself down to the people's level. It's about you lifting those people up. Lift everybody the hell up. Vieques se levanta. Yeah, everybody gets up. We all get up. You stand with us. You don't stand above us. Make it your business to help. How are you going to help? How are you going to change this problem? How are we going to speak up? Because we're not going to be quiet. Now we are the squeaky wheel, and we won't shut up. Oil that bitch up. Let's go. Because this is ridiculous already. I'm tired. I'm not tired enough though to not fight. So, believe me, soy haragana. Soy haragana. La familia de los haraganes ya están de más. De esto está de más. We're not weak people. We never have been. Don't behave like that. And continue to speak up. Because it got drawn, the attention got drawn the way that it needed to, so that way this problem can be fixed. The National Guard should not have to step in and bring supplies that are already supposed to be on their way to be. This is a basic thing. This is stupid. Not to mention that the boat broke down in the middle of the night. Gee, I wonder why. Get it together.